All right, now hold on just 1 second. First off, that was the wrong button that I pressed. I did not mean to take a screenshot. Second off, gosh, my brain's all over the place. There's a lot that I'm trying to like think of right at this very second that I'm trying to like, I guess, I don't know how else to phrase it other than just, there's a lot to unpack. We had a major fight in the last episode. We had a surprise fight at the end of the episode. We had the Coliseum. We had discoveries. We have 4 badges left to find. I'm feeling pretty excited. And oh gosh, I feel like, this would probably be my setup for now when it comes to doing what we're going to do, at least straight off the bat, which is dealing with these 2 love bugs. So I kind of figured, I guess without lack of better phrasing, let's just get straight into it. Let's just go ahead and see if we can try our hand at beating this guy. And then after, hopefully, we beat this guy, we can then make our way to talking about a bit more serious things than this. You know what? Honestly, big mood. Terrifying, beautiful, powerful, great Prince Zoe. This guy makes really big shockwaves, I've noticed. Oh, shoot. Although it looks like one side is often shorter from the looks of it. Oh, shoot. Nope. Oh, gosh. Everything he does a shockwave. Gotcha. No, shoot. Dang it. Let's see how well I can kind of fare in this situation. Oh, gosh, dang it. Nope. I should really like the music in this situation. Ouch. Gosh. All right, watch out for that. Nope. All right, we got our first stun in. Ooh, I should try and dream nail him. Oh, shoot. No. I got greedy there. Nope. Dang it. Watch out for that. Trip? Yes? Nope. Okay, and then just land on him. That's fine. Gosh dang it. Ah. You know, the interesting thing is, I'm not sure if this is how Zoe sees himself, or if this is how Bretta sees Zoe. And if that is the case, then how exactly did she see me? I'm also quite curious because I was kind of under the impression that Zoe was somewhat similar to me, but all things considered, he kind of just, I guess you could say, talks. So all the other kin that we have met thus far have been rather silent types. So I feel like this is a new, oh gosh, no, occurrence, I suppose. Oh, jeez. Nope, we did that the wrong way. No. So far, so good. Nope. If we don't need to be in the air, we probably shouldn't jump. That's probably a good general rule of thumb, I suppose. Nope. Oh, jeez. Now watch out. Jump again. Then he trips here. Nope. Probably should have jumped first. Gosh dang it. Nope. Go away, you little bug. Gosh, the music is really good. Hold on. Oh gosh dang it. Careful. I'm trying to be mindful of, okay, take care of babies first. Yes. Oh, good. Nope, messed up there. Ah, dang it, no. We're doing so well. Ah, darn it. I think this is totally doable. And oh, also, I feel like another thing that's worth mentioning now that we're kind of like getting back into the thick of it, I mentioned it in one of my other games that I'm recording lately, but I decided, perhaps against my better judgment, that it would be a really good idea to swap controllers. The layout is still the same, I managed to fix that, but I'm now using a Switch Pro controller as opposed to using an Xbox controller, which I have been using up to this point. The Switch Pro controller just fits my hand better. That's honestly one of the main reasons why I decided to make this change in the first place, honestly. Oh, gosh dang it. Shoot, 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 no. But I bring that up not as like an excuse, but just kind of as a clarification of like, hey, you know, minor update if things seem a little like discrepancy-y. I'm now using a Switch Pro controller. It just fits my hands better. It feels nice and it doesn't give me cramps. Gosh dang it. Okay, hold on. We can heal up once. Nope. Gosh dang it. I also need to try and dream nail him at some point. No, take it. Ah. Gosh dang it. I can't get away from him. Oh, gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Hold on. No, take it! Alright. I think I have the idea. I feel like Descending Dark, when he does a little like flaily naily. That's what I'm calling it now. Flaily naily on that one, and then still figuring out the rest, honestly. Okay, I just landed on that one. Dang it. I did the right thing, but did it incorrectly. Gosh dang it. Alright. Shouldn't have gone for two. That was bad on my part. Hold on. Yes. Nope. Gosh dang it, I wasn't... Ah! I don't think I need to double jump in order to do Descending Dark in retrospect, so... No, wait, I didn't mean to ascend. We're going back down. We're gonna keep trying. I don't know how difficult this fight's going to get, but I feel like if the fight stays the same way that it is right now, the fundamentals should be fairly easy. Ouch. Dang it. Gosh, dang it. Dang it. I just noticed a little Zolt's in the background getting shocked when he takes damage. That's cute detail. Oh crap. No, dang it. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and get some dream nails in before I forget and like accidentally defeat it before I can do this fight. I should probably try and do that at the very least. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at the fight though. Oh gosh, dang it, what happened? No. Ah, gosh, dang it. No, dang it. I messed up every opening I had to go in Dream Nail Helm. All right, new plan. Hold on. We're going to take out Thorns of Agony, at least for right now, and put on Dream Wielder. But everything else, at least for now, will remain the same. I suppose the silver lining is that I would be able to generate a lot more soul doing this. Too close? No, I was too far. Gosh dang it. Okay. Dark light, they're nothing compared to her. I'll kill you cleanly. I must tend to my queen. Okay. One more time, and then we're taking this thing off. Oh gosh, dang it. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Dang it. Okay. It's fine. I dream nailed Gray Prince again. It didn't really seem like he had anything else to say. If I'm missing anything else, then that's on RNG. This might be weird, but Soul Catcher, Spell Twister, Grub Song, Shaman Stone, and Thorns of Agony, because I honestly cannot think of anything else to put in that single spot that's open right now. If that doesn't work, then we'll try something else. Okay, hold on. Gosh dang it. Ah, dang it.
Huh?
dang it. Okay, hold on. I'm kind of sitting back here again, trying to figure out some new charm layout. I keep wanting to say badge so badly. You guys have no idea. Okay, but first off, spells, absolutely. I can't remember the setup I had for Lost Kin, and I'm honestly not 100% certain that specific build would work here. But the little flyers keep reminding me of the little orange shits that used to show up all the time when we fought Lost Kin, and so it gets me kind of like thinking like, well, first off, either Longnail or Mark of Pride. Also, can you stack these two? Oh, wait, no, hold on, sorry. I'm not gonna do it for this fight, but I am kind of curious to know, in terms of Longnail, oh yeah. Okay, that would be ridiculous in some scenarios, but I don't think I need a nail that long. As much as I like Mark of Pride, I think I need the slightly less cost of it, but I still need the length. So I'm trying to go with Longnail instead to see if I can kind of benefit from that instead. And then we have, what was it? Spell Twister. Yeah, Spell Twister and Shaman Stone, because I am going to be casting a lot of spells in this fight. I will be taking off Grub Song, also because of the aforementioned issues. And now my next issue is just kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those last two spots. I could, in theory, put back on Thorns of Agony and subsequently Grub Song. But honestly, the way I'm thinking about it right now is both Thorns of Agony and Grub Song are dependent on me taking damage. And ideally, I shouldn't be taking damage. I've fallen in love with Hive Blood, and I really like Hive Blood, but hear me out. This is a crack theory, but technically speaking, you do not die when you do those dream fights, do you? And by all means, I have the Geo for it, but on account of not losing my Geo, not having to retrieve my Shade, and starting right back where I started the fight, which is always dream nailing the statue, it makes me wonder if these fragile charms would come in handy. And if so, oh gosh, I can't afford to have Fragile Strength on, but I could put on Fragile Heart. And Fragile Heart can kind of be like the compensator for this scenario, I guess you could say. It can kind of fill in the blank of I don't have any defensive charms on, but I can at least have 2 additional masks to work with, I guess you could say. Otherwise, let's see. Otherwise, looking through, there is maybe not Steady Body. I don't think that's a big deal to me. Shape of Un would be funny. I don't really know how to use it in a combat scenario, although it might come in clutch now that I think about it. Being able to charge and move, it means that when he's far away, I can still like kind of line myself up. Oh, especially when he does that big slam, Shape of Un might come in handy there. And then there's also Sharp Shadow. I never used it, but I do find myself dashing a lot in this fight, both for the invincibility frame and also, I guess, just in general. So my theory with this one is if I can dash through both Zote, but also the little guys, then would I be able to do enough damage to them? Those are my 3 contenders right now: Fragile Heart, Sharp Shadow, and Shape of Un. Otherwise, I would have to do even more adjusting, and I do not know if I have the not the patience. Patience is not the right word. Oh man, Fury of the Fallen would be kind of funny. Actually, ooh, come to think of it, Fury of the Fallen would be really funny. It's kind of like a trade-off. If I do take damage, then I get like a last hoorah per se. If I get close to death, then I can do more damage. Otherwise, we do our fight the same way we always have. So there's a couple of good contenders, so I might just go down the list. There's also just re-adding Soul Catcher, or even a Stalwart Shell might actually be very useful too. Crap, now that I'm like really looking at everything, there are some good contenders. There are some good options that we can use here. I'm not 100% certain what I want to go with, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this would be funny, this would be funny, this would be really great. How about we test that theory? I don't actually know if it counts as a death. So we'll see if that fragile charm breaks, and by goodness do we have the money to fix it. So I'm not too like fussed if it does break. And then if it just turns out it doesn't work, period, then we can swap to one of the other options. Because I feel like, at least right now, we have a pretty good lineup. At least for right now. Okay, cool. Oh, wow, that was way quicker than I thought it would be. Dark romance, defeat Great Prince Zote. Oh no! Poor Bretta, I'm so sorry. Hey, but I got the essence. What happens if I go back in there? Most of the other dream fights I can't return back to. Oh, we just do the fight again. Okay. Gorgeous, passionate, terrifying, beautiful, powerful, great prince. It's getting longer. Oh, dang it. Gosh dang it. Nope. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Yes. Dang it. Nope, dang it. Ah, dang it. Alright, hold on. Get up. I don't think it's breaking. I don't think the fragile heart is breaking. So maybe at least when you're doing the dreamy fights, these fights specifically, then they don't break at all, which is something I wish I knew sooner in retrospect. Gorgeous, passionate, terrifyingly beautiful, powerful, great Prince Zote! Dang it, dang it, dang it. Nope. Alright. Oh gosh. Hey, that's different. Ah, stop that. Go away. Go away. No, dang it. I think the fights are slightly changing with each, like, attempt. So I wonder if I keep beating him, what happens then? Gosh dang it. I don't have any soul. I could have hit him. Ah, dang it, no! That was a good attempt, though. Oh, I got him again. Oh. It looks like I could fight him again if I wanted to. Oh, you're not blushing anymore. What happened? Precept 2. Never let them laugh at you. Fools laugh at everything, even at their superiors. But beware, laughter isn't harmless. Laughter spreads like a disease, and soon everyone is laughing at you. You need to strike at the source of this perverse merriment quickly to stop it from spreading. How you doing, buddy? Great Prince, your words, are they repeating? Oh, hey, quick update. My health didn't recover, and also Fragile Heart still isn't damaged, so I think that might very well be a valid strategy to dealing with Grey Prince. Also, it would seem like I could very well just keep fighting him. I don't know what happens if I keep fighting him, but it does kind of look like the story does develop. But for the sake of the episode being more than just Grey Prince Zote, how about we put a pause in that, at least for now, to go see other things around the world. After all, there are still a lot, and I mean a lot of things left to do. We do have enough, I think it was 2,400, right? That Miss Melo wanted to see, because I could do that right now. Otherwise, in terms of collectibles, every grub has been collected, so good on that. Oh, you know what? I never did that tree back in Queen's Garden. And also, I don't think I completely explored Queen's Garden. There looks to be a blank spot right about in that middle spot right there. So maybe I should go there and hit everything with a stick. All right, if that is the case, then I'm probably gonna go back to my patented surviving around the world setup, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and gosh, I still don't know what to put in the last few slots, honestly. All right, hear me out. How about we take off Sprint Master? I know we literally just put it on. This would be a good time to actually experiment with Sharp Shadow and see what it actually does. I do look a little different, I think. A lot more pointy, but we'll test this out. We'll test out how this fares for us in terms of like both traveling setup and just how I feel about the charms. And we are going to go back to the Queen's Garden to do a little bit of exploring, hopefully a bit more collecting and a lot more exploration. I kind of feel a little bad for the Queen's Garden. I feel like I came here initially and then I literally just like, I did like the bare minimum and then I never came back. Oh gosh, nope. You think I would have learned my lesson, right? You think I would have mastered the skills that I needed back into White Palace, but nay. Here sleeps the trader's child. Oh. I think, oh, you know what? I think this is the exact spot where I need to get to the, that delicate flower to. This is the spot that they were asking me to bring it to. If that is the case, ouch. If that is the case, ow, why do I keep doing that? If that is the case, then I do feel a sense of concern, mostly because how the heck do you expect me to get all the way from one side of the map to the other in one living piece? That seems a little tricky. But who knows, maybe it's not as impossible as I think it might be. Now, since we're kind of back on the walking path and not so much on the fighting path right now, at least for right now, I kind of wanted to take this moment to just kind of, I guess, talk to you guys. We had a lot happen in the last episode. We took on the Hollow Knight, and I feel like I didn't really take a moment to really acknowledge just how amazing of a moment that was. First off, amazing music. Like, make no mistake, the music was incredible. Oh, hey! Isn't this just the most intriguing place? So many discoveries waiting to be made. We're about to set off ourselves, though we can't seem to agree on which way to head. It's led to something of an argument between us. We should really stop squabbling about such petty things. I think I may have talked to those two before. I cannot 100% remember, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. Although, I think further down... No, up towards the green path route is the tree that I was looking for, right? I should probably go and do that while I'm at it. Otherwise, as I look here... Oh wait, what am I doing? There's a bench right here. As I sit here looking, now I'm hoping that's everything that could be found in the Queen's Garden. Oh, sorry. Did I seriously not kill that thing before? Ooh, also that does also remind me, Maskfly, harmless flying creature that favors serene environments, usually travels in flocks. Oh, I could kill them this whole time? I didn't even think to. And then, where would it be? Where would Mr. Grey Prince Zope be on this list if he shows up anyways? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh gosh, there's a lot actually. So there's the Shielded Fool, warrior fighting for glory in the Colosseum of Fools. Rarely approaches opponents with a shell held high. Sturdy Fool, a warrior fighting for glory in the Colosseum of Fools, uses crescent-shaped blades to cut down foes. Zote, a self-proclaimed knight of no renown, wields a nail he carved from shell wood named Life Ender. Some rare creatures are so weak, so helpless, so inept, and so irritating that hunting them gives no pleasure. Harsh. Grey Prince Zote, figment of an obsessed mind, lacks grace but becomes stronger with every defeat. Oh. My love, any creature who could bear to be away from you, who would willingly leave you behind or say unkind things to you. Pah! Lowly maggots, not worthy of standing in your glorious shadow. She felt her cold body grow warm, a sensation she had almost forgotten. The Grey Prince, chapter 112. Gosh dang, girl. You know what? I would actually... I don't know. I feel like my fanfic reading days are somewhat behind me, but I would make an exception to read the Grey Prince story because this seems juicy. This seems really juicy. Winged Zotling, a figment of an obsessed mind, gradually assists its master in combat by lazily flying towards foes. She asked whether he had brought the charm for her as he promised he would, but then he explained the charm was actually of low quality and not worth the price asked. She understood the wisdom of his decision perfectly. The Grey Prince, chapter 136. I think he's broke. Hopping Zotling, figment of an obsessed mind, jumps about in a non-threatening manner. That lowly mapmaker's wife? Ha! My queen, how could you compare yourself to her? In the face of your intoxicating beauty, all other females are merely dust. The Grey Prince trembled with anger, indignation, and love. The Grey Prince, chapter 178. Girl! Let me read this. Oh, and Markov, lingering dream of a fallen warrior, only member of his forgotten tribe to take up a weapon. May your efforts lead you somewhere worthy. Markov. Oh, you're a moth. I don't know why it's taking me a hot minute, but I just realized you're a moth, aren't you? Oh, and I don't think I've actually read his. Hollow Knight. Fully grown vessel, carrying the plague's heart within its body. The old king of Hallownest. He must have been desperate to save his crumbling little world. The sacrifices he imposed on others. All for nothing. Yeah, and by all means, that's kind of what I wanted to get at in this coming conversation, but kind of got sidetracked with other stuff. Hollow Knight. Poor Hollow Knight. I guess on an unrelated note, it brings me hope. It makes me think, hey, maybe I'll be taller in due time as well. But jokes aside, That poor guy. Gosh, I've been trying to like sit down and like really process how I've been thinking and feeling about Hollow Knight and all the situations that have befell this. The pressure of like practically the entire of Hallownest on its shoulders or within its heart from the looks of things. The very inception of it being led to and brought on by trying to save as many lives as possible. I can only imagine how much the pressure must have consumed him. I know that like they try to, or at the very least, they very much try to make it seem like they don't really have a lot of, I guess you could say, thoughts on the matter per se. Oh gosh. I'm pretty sure I've been this way before, if I recall correctly, but anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. That's not the thing that I wanted to get at. What I wanted to get at actually was more so about, how do I explain this? I was just thinking a lot about like the Hollow Knight situation, or gosh, I feel like I want to give it a nickname, but I don't know what exactly the nickname could or should be in this kind of situation. I think, yeah, this leads back to this. I know they tried to depict the characters like Hollow Knight and the little knight that we play as right here as like empty, emotionless vessels, but I kind of feel like the infection is kind of driven by emotion, if that makes sense. And while maybe he started off as empty, maybe over time, as he felt love, fear, passion, anxiety, all that kind of stuff, he had a drive. Looking at Mila, looking at how the Dream Now messages are, I feel like the infection is almost brought on by strong emotions, if that makes sense. If you leave yourself vulnerable to that kind of, I guess, mental headspace, then you are more prone to the infection. And I'm imagining that the theory that the king had was that by having something that was immune to emotions, an empty vessel, he could therefore create something that could contain it, contain the infection, contain it all within it, and then lock it away. But unbeknownst to him, it kind of like developed feelings and emotions. It felt the weight of the kingdom on his shoulders, and I don't know exactly how it works, but it makes me wonder if after that point, due to it having feelings, it got compromised. Or, alternatively, maybe this poor vessel was just doomed from the start. Maybe he just wasn't the right fit, per se. After all, there are tons of little vessels like me all over this place, so it's not too weird, at least for me, it's not too weird of me to kind of think and theorize that there's a good possibility that maybe he was just trying to find the right one. He thought that little Hollow Knight there, or can I just call him Holly? I kind of want to call him Holly. Like, little Holly was the right fit, but alas, he really wasn't. I guess ultimately one of the big things I've been kind of like pondering when it comes to this whole, I guess you could say, situation is just how conscious was the Pale King in knowing that this was going to happen, that he was dooming not just the Hollow Knight, but the Dreamers and possibly all of Hallownest to a horrible fate should this fail. Or did he really genuinely try to make the best choice for everybody? Did he do all these things because of some messed up, I guess, how do you explain it? Like messed up desire to just do horrible things? Or did he just really wasn't like, you know, by any means necessary? Because he said himself, or at least in his dream, he said himself, no cost too great. So maybe despite everything, despite his family, despite the kingdom, despite everything, he just wanted the infection gone. He just wanted to cure this once and for all. And then he could pick up the ashes once the real problem was handled. There's one part of me that wonders if he really is just an evil, messed up person, or maybe he legitimately was trying to do what was right by his subjects, his people, even if it meant sacrificing people he really cared about. And to kind of talk more specifically about the Hollow Knight and his situation specifically, that one part in the fight where he just starts to impale himself with his own nail and the music shifts and everything. First off, again, can't stress this enough. The music is so amazing there. And also, I felt so sad. Gosh, I don't know how to explain this, and I feel like it's going to sound very grim. So I want to preface this by saying, I don't mean for this to come off as dark as it comes off, but to kind of bounce off of what I was saying before, I can't help but feel like in that moment, we're kind of getting a glimpse of the Hollow Knight's real feelings. Deep down inside, he never wanted to hurt anybody. He truthfully and honestly wanted to do good by everybody. And even in this moment, even in fighting his kin, he is still fighting to protect us, to protect all of Hallownest, to protect everybody. And he'd sooner take his own life, he'd sooner perish than bring harm to anybody. And I don't know. The notion of that in and of itself is just so heartbreaking to me. Maybe he knew deep down why the Little Knight was here. Maybe he knew that the Little Knight was here to kind of take his place, but he had to go. I don't know exactly why, but when I first saw him do that, that's how I kind of interpreted it. I'm not 100% certain if that's correct, though. Greenkin lost, path overgrown, dream forgotten. I suppose for lack of better phrasing, it didn't really feel like we defeated a final boss. It feels like we assisted someone in kind of taking their own life, and I feel really dirty doing that. And even then, despite all of that, did we even really do the right thing? Did we just slap a band-aid to fix everything? After all, the infection still exists. Who's to really say that my Little Knight here, am the right fit to stop the infection either? What if I'm just buying time instead of actually fixing the root cause at its source? The actual thing that's causing this whole thing in the first place. But aside from all the really, really dark talking points, aside from all the super dark talking points, I do kind of want to, I guess you could say, backpedal a little bit and just talk about the fight itself. I mean, for obvious reasons, the fight felt underwhelming because, as I mentioned before, I don't think the fight was meant to be taken as the super uber awesome final fight that people were hoping for. But it was still a very emotional fight. Between the music, between everything, I think the game did a fantastic job cementing what a final fight should feel like. Not every final fight has to be like amazing combos and super flashy scenes and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's just about telling a story. Honestly, some of my favorite endings in a lot of games are not so much because the fight itself was cool, but because the moment that led to it was cool. Do I seem prisoner here? If so, it is not by any choice but my own. These bindings about me, I've chose to erect. There is some shame I feel for my own part in the deed, and this method guarantees its case. I still feel that urge, you see. I always will. The voracious desire to spread seeds upon the land, to propagate myself, to breed. What the hell? That's like twice now that people are just horny on Maine. Gosh. Okay, well, first off, I'm sorry, ma'am. That was very rude of me. Second off, oh gosh. So, I think it's safe to say that you're my mom, baby? Because if Hera is a Hornet's mom, but we share the same dad in the Pale King, then that makes you my mom, right? And so, hi, Mom. So, the White Lady speaks on how she played a part in it as well. Was she the one, like... I'm trying to figure out, the process of this all, if it makes sense. Like, did she make the shells? Did she make the bodies? Because clearly their bodies are just of the abyss, right? They pull something from the abyss to make them. But is it just like, oh gosh, the more I think about it, the more messed up it gets in my head. And I'm not even sure if I can talk about this on YouTube. My mental image right now is kind of like, I guess for lack of better phrasing, I'm imagining that she gave birth to many stillborns, and then they put the void in them, like pieces of the abyss in them to give them sentience until they got the right one. And she is a little too frisky, so she decided to bound herself here, which is commendable and also a little wild, let's be honest. Ah, so it bears our once fractured soul, now complete. Such strength, such resolve, such dedication. It is more than simply a vessel. I almost feel like I'm once again in the presence of my beloved worm. The king's soul. Was it at the heart of it, I wonder? If its curiosity wills it, it should seek out that place where it was born, where it died, where it began. So yeah, I guess I gotta go back down to barbecue sauce land. I do feel a weird sense of like comfort in being here. And also, wouldn't it have been so funny if you could sit on her lap?
Yeah, no.
You know, like you sit on your mom's lap when you're a little kid and stuff like that. I don't know. The mental image was funny in my head, but now I say it out loud and it doesn't sound as funny. Anywho, I thought I'd check in with her again to see how she's doing. And now, from here, where do I want to go? You know, honestly, all jokes and like horny on main jokes aside, props to her for like, I guess for lack of better phrasing, taking one for the team. She didn't really have to do that, but she chose to do it anyways. And I think that's very commendable of her. If I hold up and Y, I can teleport, right? Yeah, there we go. And, okay, well, maybe I should move my gate, but at the very least, this brings us a little bit closer to our desired location, I suppose. Or at least I hope so. Ouch. I feel like this is the moment that I've been waiting for quite some time now, in terms of like, I've been waiting for all the pieces of the story to kind of be presented to me finally. But now that it's here, I guess ironically, I'm a little lost for words. I feel like I'm struggling not so much like to piece a story together. Like I have a mental image of like what's going on, but I guess in a rather silly sense, there's this feeling of like, no, that can't be right. Surely that isn't it, right? And I'm trying, I guess you could say I'm trying to come to peace with some of the things that I'm discovering. All right, I should probably be careful about dodging around a leg eater. I don't want to do that. But, what next? What next? I would like to move my dream gate if possible. Is there anywhere else in Fog Canyon that I'm missing? I'm not wholly certain. I think I'm going to go ahead and try and make my way over to the Queen Station from where I am right now, but I will continue to kind of chat with you guys a little bit about like the current situation, the lore as we know it, or at least how I'm understanding it. So, as I mentioned before, it kind of feels like, gosh, so to kind of try and get back to the conversation before about like, I guess the lore as I kind of understand it, to kind of put it all together, I guess in one neat-ish, tidy-ish bow, it feels like, I don't know how the infection initially started. I will start there. I feel like I'm still not 100% certain that I know what exactly caused the infection. I just think, and my biggest suspicion is that it's somehow emotion driven. If you feel any sort of strong emotion, you are therefore more prone to it. And so in a sense, those who are of a clearer mind per se can either be resistant or totally immune to it. That, or maybe they're so certain in their ideals, you could say, that even if it did affect them, they don't care. That's how I think people like the Nail Masters, Sly to a certain degree, and Salubra were kind of able to survive. And even like Millibelle, they kept their minds clear. Not like vacant, but they didn't feel any strong emotion. Yes, they still had passion and other things of the sort, but they weren't consumed by their feelings. The reason why Sly almost gave in is because he probably had some strong feelings for something. Whether it was most likely Geo or some other mystery third thing, I'm not fully certain, but my current theory is that it's emotion-driven infection. And as such, it would also kind of sort of back my theory on why exactly it works so well for pulling from, I guess, creatures from the abyss. This ancient thing that something only equally as ancient as the worm could understand. He found his way here in Hallownest and then decided, yeah, I can set up camp here. And then he shed his shell, became a short king, and from there, I guess he ruled the kingdom with the white lady. And then from there, I guess he ruled the kingdom with the White Lady. So I imagine as the infection continued to spread and get greater and stronger as time went on, the pressure was on for everybody. And in kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of way, due to everyone's collective panic of said infection, it was spread more and more and more. Meanwhile, the king and most likely the White Lady as well were trying to figure out a solution to this all, to try and solve all of this. But first...
Ah, Wheeler, you returned! Let me have a look at the dream now. So much essence, so bright. You truly are the Wheeler my tribe so long has dreamed of. The folk of my tribe were born from a light similar to essence, similar to that powerful blade, though much brighter still. They were content to bask in the light and honored it for a time. But another light appeared in our world, a worm that took the form of a king. How fickle my ancestors must have been. They forsook the light that spawned them, turned their backs to it, forgot it even. And so this kingdom was born from that betrayal. But the memories of thy ancient light still lingered, hushed whispers of faith, until all of Hallownest began to dream of that forgotten light. Ah, but what is done, and so am I. The Wheeler has at last appeared, and I've held the memories of my tribe for long enough. It is time for us to be forgotten too. Don't remember us, Wielder. Don't honor us. We do not deserve it. Ah, I'm sorry. Light, radiance, I remember you.
Ascension. Oh. Collect 2,400 essence around the world. Oh man. Everyone's leaving me. I know that her duty has been fulfilled, but now we won't get to hear her anymore. Oh no. And I suppose, in retrospect, maybe I should have came here first before I started talking about the lore, because that like automatically shifts my perspective on a lot of things as it is. So a lot of people were infected. So that being said, hearing what she has to say, a lot of people were referring to, I guess you could say, this infection as a light. The light was here before the Pale King was, but everyone kind of turned sides to the Pale King. And is this the light's attempt to try and bring back said light, if that makes sense? Oh man, what is going on? I'm so confused, but also so interested. I feel like I'm not like missing a lot, but I feel like I'm definitely like, I feel like I'm kind of struggling to figure out like what to make of this story, if it makes sense. Not in like a bad way, just more in a sense of like, there is a lot to unpack, like a lot to unpack. But all that to say, is there anything else I need to do? Oh right, I need to get another simple key. I want to open up that junk pit, but I'm missing a key. Where can I get another one? There are still a lot of things that are left to do in Hallownest, I imagine. Still a lot of things that I have to discover. Still some things that I have yet to unlock or figure out, like the junk pit, for example, the blockage here between the Royal Waterways and the City of Tears. We're not done here, but we are nearing the end of our journey. Oh, and we're still missing quite a bit of badges, aren't we? We're not going to be able to get that last slot needed for Salubra until we do so. Ah, dang it. If I'm honest with you guys, I can only really think of one last thing that I can do, aside from further scrubbing of the whole world. Go down to the abyss, right? Go down to where it all started. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, and I'm not sure how well it's gonna happen, but before I do anything like that, I think I want to do something that I would argue is pretty important. All right. I am once again back on my BS. We have duplicated save file 1 onto user 3 this time, just to make sure that if I'm going to do something that's going to mess up everything, that we don't mess up everything. But that should be quick and easy enough, right? Now, all we gotta do from here is head on down to the abyss. I think, or at least I'm pretty sure I know what I need to do next. And if not, then like I said, we can always head back if we ever really need to. This is sort of on subject with Hollow Knight, but more specifically, like, I guess more so speaking more on the subject of the production of making this game as a whole. It feels weird to be at the end of the game, and I know that I say this every time I'm nearing the end of any of my major game campaigns on this channel, but Hollow Knight has been being played for a little while now on the channel, and there are definitely some things that I wish I had done sooner, changes I wish I had done to like the upload rate, how I approached making videos as a whole, just all of it when it came to playing Hollow Knight and making content for it. I feel like with each and every series that I do, I start to learn more and understand a lot better what I want from my series, and I guess in general what I want from my channel. I know I talked about it briefly, and I continue to talk about it every now and again because I kind of just want to, I guess, for lack of better phrasing, just talk about it. But I'm feeling, I guess you could say, conflicted at times? I don't know. I really enjoy doing this type of Let's Play content, and I really love doing it, especially when I get to kind of sit down and really piece together lore and a good story. So long as the game's got a good story, or the game is just really fun in general, I'm there, and I'm totally for it. Wow, you sent me all the way back up to the start. Oh, there we go. And I definitely just wanted to take this moment to say thank you to everybody who's been watching and commenting on the videos and like cheering me on and supporting me all the way through. It feels weird to be kind of nearing the finish line per se, getting so close to seeing what the end has in store for us. But it also feels really, I guess you could say, strange. I imagine that at some point it'll never not feel strange, and that's just a fact of life, isn't it? So if I'm recalling this correctly, maybe I need to go this way, or maybe this way was leading over to that, what was it, the Howling Wraith Soul? I can't remember now. But to kind of jump back to what I was trying to get at before, I got a little distracted there, sorry. I just find myself a little bit, I guess you could say, conflicted. I'm always super excited when a series is coming to the end, but I also feel a sense of sadness as well. We're nearing the end. I'm excited, but man, I'm excited, but at the same time, it's just like, dang, I guess it's about time to say goodbye. And even then, it's probably not going to be goodbye forever. If I had to imagine, games very much like Hollow Knight, Rain World, A Hat in Time, they always have a plethora of post-game content to go through. So I imagine that in due time, we will definitely find more things to do and more things to try and explore. And while the video series may end, I might pick up streaming it. I might stream some like challenge stuff if there are any challenge stuff. I don't know if I'll be doing Steel Soul mode anytime soon, because I can imagine my adventures in that being very short-lived, I guess you could say. But I guess just in general, I do just want to put it out there as like a general ground rule, I guess you could say, that even if the videos are over, Hollow Knight is not gone from the channel for good. There are still lots, and I mean lots, that I do plan on and intend on doing a Hollow Knight. I can't promise you guys that I'll go for a full 112% or whatever percentage there is, but I will definitely try my best to give it the good old honest effort, if that makes sense. Also, am I messing up something here? I feel like I'm not doing something right while I'm here. I feel like, oh, you know what? Hold on. I think in retrospect, I did this in the silly way. We're going to have to go back up, aren't we? Yeah, I think we have to go back up because I need to. In retrospect, as it turns out, oh, look at that little guy. I think as it turns out, in retrospect, I'm supposed to come down here with the actual badge that catalysts all this, aren't I? Well, suffice to say, this is probably a better time than any to just continue our conversation as we were having it. So, as I was stating before, this is a weird feeling to have. And I know that I tend to have this feeling a lot for essentially any and every series that comes up on the channel, but for good reason. I feel like this is always a weird feeling to have. Getting to do this kind of stuff is always really amazing, and again, I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to have this opportunity to like do the things that I really enjoy and finally, I guess, kind of explore something of my own and just have fun as a whole. I would like to see how well I can fare when it comes to I would love to see how I fare when it comes to some of the later stuff in Hollow Knight, all the challenge modes and stuff, but I can't promise you guys that you guys will see like absolutely everything that you guys are hoping to see. But I guess for lack of better phrasing, I hope I did a pretty good job for what it's worth. I feel like I did a pretty good job at the very least. I feel like we managed to accomplish a lot and see so much of what the game has to offer and what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. I feel like my own skills in this game have drastically improved since when I first started this game. It's a great feeling getting to see yourself improving over time and getting to see that tangible difference. So I know that this can be a rather weird comparison to make, but I definitely do feel like it is pretty, how do I explain this? Now I will admit, this definitely does feel like a bit of a weird comparison to make, but I will admit, I think I finally understand now why people do like the before and after pictures when they do like weight loss. And because like, even though obviously it's not nearly the same thing, getting to see where you started to where you are now is such an incredible feeling, isn't it? Now hold your darn horses. We need to take off some stuff, I think. Maybe everything? We might need to take off everything in retrospect. Okay, well, maybe not everything, but maybe like that much? That should be fine, right? Right here? Yeah, there we go. I don't see any visual changes, but do you feel any different? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Oh, you know what? I should have put this on and went to go talk to the white lady and see how she felt. Maybe she had something to say. All right, well, let's try this whole thing again. I can only hope that through all of this, through all of our adventures, through all of our trials, our many deaths, many failures, and many discoveries, that I've done a good job, and that I've made a series from both a creator's point of view, that I've made a series that people are proud of, that people have thoroughly enjoyed, and as another person who just is a fellow enjoyer of Hallow Knight and the story all around it, that I've done a good job like discovering, putting together, and thusly appreciating the story placed before us. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and as we near the end, I hope you guys also enjoy seeing what the ending has in store for us. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, was the light always radiating like this before? Because I feel like it wasn't. At least not when I was first initially dipping down. This seems a little different, doesn't it? Oh. I felt like a big sibling was about to show up. What if I just go past it? Oh, nothing happens. None of my kin are showing up, actually. No one's spawning. I guess we go down then, right? Oh gosh, it suddenly got super duper dark. It's so creepy to think about. We're just walking around our like corpses. Oh, don't attack me still. Ouch. Okay, fine. I really would prefer not to. It feels so dirty. It feels dirty like attacking my own siblings like this. Oh gosh, yeah. Carefully. Oh, hey. Hey, we got an arcane egg. Where? Now oh gosh, great. Now I gotta figure out how to get out of here. Oh wait, or you know what? We can just cheat the system. That works too. All right. Oh crap. Hold on, I got this. Oh, didn't do it right. I should have put on the dream nail thing. Jeez, you guys hit hard, I just realized. Isn't there a place in London that's like this, if I recall correctly? There's some place where there's just lines and lines of skulls everywhere. Ouch. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's just called the catacombs, right? Something about that is so creepy, and when you really think about it, like, This is no different for our poor little, like, knight. Oh! I have learned so much from being in the White Palace. Your little spiked platforms mean nothing to me. I am not fazed by it in the slightest. Although, I am in a maze, and that's going to not bode well with not getting lost. Any chance there's a map? Of course there isn't a map. Who am I kidding? I think, yeah, looks like another dead end. Also, I feel like this is off topic, but seeing so many different ones with so many different nails, like, not nails, horns, they're super freaking cute. And that also reminds me, and hear me out on this. I remember way early on in the Hallownest series, I had came to, ooh, that looks important. Oh, hey. I guess I put on the ray tracing. I'll finish that thought in a minute. What do I do here? Not that. This? Ow, my eyes. No cost too great. Oh gosh. Oh, hey, I still have the G nail. Cool. Where am I? I mean, I guess I'm still in the same place, right? Oh. Can't go this way. Oh, geez. It feels so, like, it was already really grim being here, but seeing all my, like, brethren falling around me is even worse. I can't go either way. I just have to go up. Oh, no. It should be easy enough. I just did it twice just now. No mind to think. Oh, geez. So creepy. No will to break. No voice to cry suffering. Born of God and void. You shall seal the blinding light that plagues their dreams. You are the vessel. You are the Hallownest. Collected the void heart. Void, remember the past and unite the abyss. Oh, I can no longer see my reflection. Can I go back there? Is that little Holly? Aww. He got so tall. Does that technically make me a baby then? Am I just a little baby? Oh. Hey! We're friends now! Ah, yay! I guess I just needed to, like, be one of them. Oh shoot. Okay, yes. Please go away. Wait. No, I don't have the shade killer thing on anymore, so I think we're cool, right? Yeah, I think we're cool. Oh, this is awesome. This actually makes me really happy. I felt bad hurting them all the time. Oh shoot. Wait, hold on. Nope. There we go. Do you guys still hurt to the touch? I don't think they will let me touch them anymore. Oh no, they don't even affect me at all. Oh man. Well, before we got that really cool sequence happening, what I was going to say is that way early on in the Hollow Knight series, just as a whole, I remember asking the ever so burning question of what is Hollow Knight? And you guys say that they're kind of beetle coded. And it got me thinking, you know how some breeds of like beetles. Oh. Hi. No, I don't think they want to bother me right now. Well, let me finish my thought before we move anywhere else, because I feel like more things are about to happen pretty quickly. All right, so beetles, they like to fight each other, and they hit each other with the horns. And I don't know why, but I had this mental image of whether it's like the little ones or even like the little knight and the Hollow Knight like sparring with their horns and trying to flip each other. And I thought, oh, that's so adorable. And also little Hollow is so adorable. All of them are super cute, honestly. But I guess in a sense, at least a piece of my theory was right? At least from what I'm assuming is the Pale King speaking to Hollow. That's what his story was about. That at least upon Hollow's inception, he really was just empty and, for like a better phrasing, devoid of anything. So there was nothing to overpower, no will to break, no emotions, no nothing. He was the perfect person for the job. Or at least we thought he was the perfect person for the job. And now, we need to get ourselves out of here. I'm not sure how to feel about the king. I'll be totally honest with you guys. There's one part of me that's like, I don't blame him for doing what he did, although his methods were, truthfully and honestly, very messed up. It's like, well, what else would you do in a situation where an infection is rapidly spreading and there doesn't really seem to be a way to stop it? I feel like I made this joke before, but I'm pretty sure we've all been in a certain situation in the last couple of years that made us realize just how complicated it is to try to get everybody unified under a similar idea on how to deal with a widespread germ that is infecting everyone and costing the lives of millions. But I digress. There's something really gruesome and stop! Oh gosh, no, we're falling. Oh man, I totally forgot about that blue place. I don't know what to do with the blue room. It looks kind of like a... Hold on, let me get back up there and I can like inspect it better, I suppose. Deep blue stone atop a dais. It kind of has like the blue flower butterfly things of like the lifeblood stuff. So I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here, but hopefully maybe at some point we can figure out what it needs to be done and then we can maybe get in there. I do kind of wonder what is in there and why is it all the way down here? I'm just trying to make my way out of here, really. We lost the king's soul, but now we have void heart, right? Oh, an emptiness that was hidden within, now unconstrained, unifies the void under the bearer's will. This charm is part of its bearer and cannot be unequipped. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, yeah? And I guess that's why a lot of people were initially saying that, like, once you do a specific thing, there's no turning back because I can't take that off. And at the very least, between the essence, the dream nail, and now this, is there anything else left for me to do? Aside from, of course, like I said before, exploration, because... Correct me if I'm wrong, but this seems kind of final. I am suspecting that perhaps, and just maybe, the next episode very well might be the last episode. Depending on how complicated things get, and also how many things I'm forgetting. But like I said, you guys needn't worry. Do not worry a precious little hair on your precious little head, okay? Because as it stands right now, we have 3 different checkpoints. All right, we have 3 different points in time, 3 different points in life, so we needn't worry too much. All right, everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be a-okay. At least I hope so. Otherwise, maybe a very long hiatus for Hollow Knight as I try and play catch up. I'm kidding. But I think, for lack of better phrasing, now is probably a better time than any to end this episode here. And maybe in the next episode, forgive me if I'm being a bit presumptuous, but maybe it's time to say goodbye. So, bye.